Colleagues, good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. I hope everyone can hear me. Let me just say by the show of a finger whether you can hear me, the thumbs up. Can you hear me, everyone? All right. Let's proceed. Welcome to this student orientation ceremony of UNISA 2024. You have been part of the other session starting from yesterday. For this particular hour, I will be focusing on the Northeastern region. And I just have to emphasize that while you will be getting formal welcoming session from my side, I'm saying that welcome to UNISA Northeastern region. And you have made the right decision by registering with UNISA to define your tomorrow. Many captains of the industry, leaders of political formations, leaders of various sectors of society have all graduated at UNISA, and we hope in the near future, you who are just registered for this year, you will be joining the circle of those leaders that have graduated at UNISA and become a full UNISA alumni. Without any waste of time, let me call our acting regional director, and in his absence, there's Ms. Kosa, who will be delivering the welcome note, and then after that, I'll lead you on what happens next. Ms. Kosa, please come on board and be able to welcome our audience formally. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mkwateji. Good afternoon, colleagues. To all Northeastern staff and management, SRC and colleagues joining across UNISA online, and to our esteemed students, good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the University of South Africa Northeastern Region, I would like to welcome you to our first semester orientation. It really gives me the greatest pleasure to welcome our students to the university community. And I hope that you are excited as you are able to join the university with unlimited possibilities. On behalf of our Northeastern Management Staff, Regional SRC and Retention Unit, let me thank you once again for making a wise choice. Colleagues or students, you have joined a great university. Normally, we are called the University of the Land. And last year, when we were celebrating the 150 celebration, the VC also mentioned that we are Mabatu. This means we are the mother of the nation. So you can see that you didn't join only a university, but the university, and that is the mother of all the university. And congratulations and welcome. UNISA is Africa's leading open distance learning institution, offering internationally accredited qualification, world-class resources, and award-winning research. Colleagues, let me give a brief overview about Northeastern. We have got 5 service centers in Northeastern, which is Giyani, Makhato, Nelspruit, Middelburg, and Polokwane, which is the hub. And our regional offices also provide services in our neighboring countries such as Swaziland, Mozambique, Zimbabwe. So you can see that our footprint is expanding not only in Limpopo or in Mpumalanga. Colleagues, the purpose of this orientation is to share the information about different support services that we offer to the students. We don't want you to feel lonely, because it can be lonely studying at UNISA since it's an open distance learning. So we are here to share with you the information on how to navigate through your studies and where to get the support. So colleagues, I urge you that you listen attentively when they're going to present about different support services, so that you'll know where you'll get the support services if you need them in future. And don't wait until it is too late to seek support. Colleagues, I just also want to address the university core focuses. We've got 3 focuses that the university is focusing on, which is teaching, research, and community. On teaching in the region, as we support the core focuses of the university, we offer broad variety of extra curriculum activity to support our students so that you can succeed in your academics. My colleagues will go into details to explain what kind of core curriculum are we offering. And we also have, we are involved in community engagement. Our region participates in several community outreach programs to give back to the community. Remember, we are saving humanity. So one of our core is to reach out to the community to give back. So in the region, we've got different initiatives that we are giving back to the community. And for example, we've got radio talks where we educate the public on variety of subjects. We also reach our students through those radio talks before the examination, or maybe touch certain topics. And the other function that also as the region that we are supporting the university is the issue of the research. Colleagues, I'm very proud just to mention that our postgraduate support services in our region is being there for a long time. Last year, we have 11th year of the having a conference for students. So what we normally do, we offer students with research-related activities, and then the students, they come to present their works, and then we also have the panels where they are going to give them positive feedbacks. And then I've seen many students graduating because of this program. And then along with exchanging information, the student also solicit assistance from one another. We also have the WhatsApp group where I'm part of that WhatsApp group. I see the student, they normally ask questions, and other students who are having information, they share with other students. So the students also support each other. So you can see that as the region also, we are supporting what the university is doing. So colleagues, I implore you that when it's time for you to do your research, also remember to study on issues that are affecting our society so that we can also contribute with research. It is very imperative that when we do the research, we don't do the research because we want to complete our qualification, but we want to impact South Africa, African continent, and also globally. Again, colleagues, we also have some challenges that we are facing with the research. Most of students, sometimes they complain about the issue of the funding. Yes, funding sometimes is a challenge, but I can assure you that at UNISA we've got bursaries that are available for postgraduate students that they can apply for, and then they can use those bursaries to study with us. And again, the challenges that also students are complaining about, we've got the challenge of getting the supervisors. Let me assure you that universities are aware of that. And as a result, the university has come with an initiative so that they include the administrative staff who are having the master's and the PhD to be trained to co-supervise with the academics so that at least then the student can get the support. And in addition of the research problems, there are also additional issues that are affecting the educational system and students, like student lack of readiness. We are all aware that the requirements of high school is very low in South Africa. And then as a result, it makes difficult for the student when they come to the university to cope. But the UNISA has adopted various academic literacy programs, such as quantitative and qualitative, to assist the student to close that gap, because we've realized that most of the students they are struggling when they are coming from high school. And the other thing is also the difficulty in navigating the university environment and its unique culture. Remember, UNISA is an open distance learning. You don't have anyone that is going to come to you and remind you to do your assignment and to submit your assignment. This means you must be disciplined. So sometimes students, they find it difficult just to navigate through our environment. But today we are here just to give you information on how to navigate, such issues. And also, our students also have the problem of using the technology. We've got computer labs in our regional offices. If you also have challenges of using the technology, feel free to visit our offices so that at least you can be supported. And the other challenge also that is affecting our educational system and students is the financial limitation. We all know about the issue of NSFAS, that there's limited refunds, funding, and then also there's a load burden soaring on tuition cost and skyrocketing student loan debt put under for graduate. And the students are under duress and prevent low-income students from enrolling. And then this also, it affects those students who wants to choose certain career choices, and social mobility is hammered because of the issue of affordability crisis. So I will encourage you, those who are using NSFAS, that use the opportunity to study, because if you don't study, you lose the funding, because there are certain criteria that NSFAS also provide that students must meet. So I've seen many students that they get opportunity to study, but only to fail, and then following year they don't have any fundings. So I urge you that take your studies very serious, and you are very fortunate if you have received financial aid, so please use it carefully. And the other challenge that also I want to talk about is ineffective time management. Some of our students, they are working, and some they've got families, and they find it difficult to manage their time effectively. So don't wait until it's too late. We've got counseling units that will also assist you on how to manage your time, because that's the challenge, especially when you are studying with UNISA at an open distance learning. So manage your time effectively. And the other issue that you are also facing in South Africa, we can all agree, the issue of load shedding is affecting all of us. And then most of the students cannot even study at home. So we have got the resources study areas where you can come and then study with us. And then, but some of the our service centers are also affected by the load shedding. But where there's no load shedding, then you are feel free to come and then also to study with at our study areas. And then the other issue that also I want to address is the issue of quality of education. We also have to look at the quality of a tertiary education. Are we adequately preparing our students for jobs and careers? Some estimates indicate that 65% of students graduating from high school may have jobs and careers that don't exist today. So how are we preparing our students? Not just to know jobs, and employment, but for the job that may be coming in the future. Recently, there's a survey which indicates that the salary of university graduate has dropped to a level which is also the same as the of high school graduate. Some critics therefore say that pursuing a university degree is a waste of time and money. But I want to ask a question. Is this a really case? What is the value of university education? I believe that the main goal of the university education is to facilitate the intellectual maturation of development of students. Albert Einstein once said, the value of an education in a liberal art college is not the learning of many facts, but the training of the mind to think something that cannot be learned from textbook. What then are the things that cannot be learned from the textbook? Today, I wish to share the two things. The first thing that I want to share with you is the discovery of finding a close group or a scholar, teacher, and peers. If you check of our university vision, mission, and core values, you'll see that one of our value is collegiality, to build a community of learning and discovery with all collegial students and scholar teachers who respect each other, keep an open mind, embrace diversity, tolerate different views, uphold academic freedom and freedom of expression, and accept responsibility of their ways and deeds. I hope this is something you'll appreciate and put into practice as you pursue for knowledge. We emphasize the importance of collegial community because we want to make sure that student learning process is one of guidance and support. Our vast support services ensure that students can make the most of their study by working closely with a group of dedicated and learned and approachable staff in the region. Our doors are open when you need to discuss an academic subjects, career choice, or even personal problems, because the goal of our collegial community is your whole person cultivation and all-round development. The second thing I hope you will learn from the university is empathy. That is ability to understand and share the feeling of one another. Today, we live in a world where conflicts, violence between nation, races, religion, political parties, and individuals are a daily fare. We need a generation of young people who have genuine care and respect of nature and humanity, as well as broad understanding of the world. Indeed, to care for others, to be responsible for their own action, to serve the local community and beyond, and to make positive impact for the betterment of humanity is our university mission. Through applying your academic knowledge to serve social needs of our community, you will not only discover new knowledge, but also see your role in building a more human society. Going to university is not only about getting a well-paid job. It's a place for you to explore and transform. How much you receive at the end of the journey depends on how much effort you have to put. As you begin your studies here at UNISA, I urge you to develop winning attitude right from today. Set your goals for yourself, study hard, learn as much as possible. Make use of the various support services available here at the regional offices. And I trust that the vigorous and personal education at UNISA will help you grow and achieve your potential. I hope you'll enjoy the orientation program and look forward to meeting some of you in our campuses. Have a fruitful day and thank you. Feel free, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, Makosa. Appreciated those welcoming words. I see students are already asking questions on the chat. The UNISA regional staff that are present in this session, please help to answer some of those questions during this session. And then obviously some questions will come during the question and answer session towards the end. So let's strive to answer as many as possible so that when our students leave, they leave fully fulfilled. Today's session is about how do we help to define your tomorrow via provision of support services. So the next speaker is our head facilitation of learning, Mr. Lazarus Mgaga, who will be taking us through the various menu of services offered by UNISA in the Northeastern region. Thank you. Mr. Mgaga, the platform is yours. And Adam Gaga, please unmute. We can't hear you.
All right. I think I'm clear now.
Yeah,
okay.
Now we can hear you.
I want to check if my video is on so that they should know whom they are speaking to. That's fine. Thank you, Mr. Mukwatedi. My role is so limited to the offerings that UNISA offers. Will you allow me maybe just to make this presentation to be in the presentation mode? Thank you. I think Memkosa has already explained the UNISA Northern region, where it is. Here, I just want to give you a bird's eye view of UNISA regional services. But my concentration, it will be on Northeastern. We can see that is in KwaZulu-Natal, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Midlands, and Gauteng. But our focus is going to be on the services that we offer or that students can get from our Northeastern region. Let me mention that the Northeastern region is composed of Mpumalanga as well as Limpopo provinces. And our regional service centers are outlined there as Polokwane, Makado, Giyani, Mbombela, and Middleburg offices. So the services that we're gonna talk about, they are all placed in those regional service centers. Here are the units that are responsible to provide services to students in Northeastern region. And the units are as follows: counseling and career development, student administration and funding, facilitation of learning, library services, technology support unit, protection services, law clinic, as well as the regional student representative council. Let's come to number one, the student counseling. The question is, why do students visit student counseling? Most of the students that go to student counseling, they go there because of the following: that they are unsure about their career choice. They want to change their qualification. They want to find out how UNISA works or operates. They want to improve their performances, and they want to be helped with study methods and techniques, feelings of overwhelming, lack of support from others, including families, and personal issues that impact studies. These are some of the few factors that cause students to visit our counseling unit. Then what can they find in the counseling unit? The following are the key main services that are offered in counseling, namely career choice, study skills, training opportunities, life skills, as well as employability skills. What are they referring to? In counseling, career counseling, students, they may be assisted in the following: choosing or changing the careers. You are not sure about careers, you want to change, you can come there. Choosing or changing qualifications to complement a chosen career, choosing modules in line with career plans or vision. Employability skills, we attend to issues such as CV writing, job searching, and job interviews. We have got even online career fair events where students can come and interact with companies, their potential employer, so that they can learn more about jobs and opportunities that are available. We have got a website there that students can visit to serve themselves. It's a self-service website where you can do some self-assessment and other resources that you may get that will assist you in understanding yourself better, as well as your career that you are or you would like to study. When coming to academic counseling, we are covering services like getting started with UNISA studies. Sometimes it can be confusing as to where do you start, because there's no facilitator or a lecturer in front of you. So organizing a study program, how to start your studies at UNISA, managing your studies at UNISA, and orientation to an open distance learning, because it can be frustrating. Others, you are coming from a full-time institution, and to come to a distance learning institution like this, it can be a challenge. So you may visit this counseling to be assisted. And the other things that they may assist you with is time management, because we know that time is an important factor, especially if you study and work. It is not an easy thing. It needs you to be helped with time management skills. Academic counseling, we still continue. We have got study skills workshops that are provided to learn about managing studies, how to improve academic performance, and we also assist students with examination preparation workshops where you'll be able to be helped to deal with your stress and relaxation techniques, answering multiple choice as well as essay questions. Personal counseling will help you with coping skills, will help you with life skills, will help you with self-help resources. Ladies and gentlemen, we can conduct student counseling on these numbers. If you have got one of the concerns that we've mentioned already, please visit student counseling. We've got professional counselors and psychologists that they will assist you with the problems that you are having. This is the email address, and we've got the contact numbers. They are indicated below. That's all about counseling services. And we can move and explore what is the other unit that is available in Northeastern region that support students throughout their academic journey. We have got student administration and funding. I believe every one of you knows this unit, because if it was not this unit, I don't think that you could have been where you are today attending the orientation. This is the face of our institution in the region. What are the roles and the responsibilities of student administration and funding? Is to facilitate a basket of student services, meaning that there are so many different services that are offered in this unit. To enhance student positive experiences throughout your study journey. The unit serves as a face of the institution in the Northeastern, and it enhances students' access to financial aid and support. Let's scrutinize what services do they provide in this unit. They provide services such as information, and they respond to student queries. Hence, we have said that this is the face of our institution in the region. Process application and registration. Hence, I'm saying that you are here today because of the very same unit. It provides students with funding support services for students in need. Then you talk about NSFAS and other bursaries that are available in the institution. This is the unit that coordinates such services. It provides access cards services, printing and activation. We'll talk about this access card when we come to a presentation by the protection unit. It administers regional email account for students. This is an account, email account. That's where all the necessary queries that students they are having, they can be posted into this account, and the student admin will distribute it to relevant unit if those queries are not relevant to it. We can look again on the registration amendments. Make changes to your registration by logging onto My UNISA. That's self-help. You can do that and follow the prompts. Alternatively, you can submit your request in writing using the prescribed forms and send to polokwane@unisa.ac.za. If you want to amend your registration and you cannot be able to do it on your own, you can do the following changes to your registration. You can, that's addition and cancellation of modules. You can do it on your own, or you can send a query there. Cancellation of modules should be done within 10 days of your registration to avoid financial penalties. This is the cooling period that we give you, that if you feel that you have registered some wrong modules, please make sure to correct that within 10 days, or else there will be financial penalties that will be instituted against you. Changes of addresses and contact details. We have mentioned that as a UNISA student, you can move from one point to another and one region to another. But what is important is inform us if you change the addresses and the contact details, because we'll be using your old contact details, and as such, you have moved. Then don't blame us that we never communicated with you. Registration amendments continue. Before registering, colleagues, mark the modules you have already passed. Select the modules you plan to register for that particular year. Check that whether you meet the prerequisite for your chosen modules. Don't just pick the module that you like and put it on the system. Please check whether you qualify to register that module. We call them prerequisite. Maybe there's another module that you have to pass before you register that module that you like. Check those things before you can register. Add or change modules accordingly. Module codes changes occasionally. Colleagues, please check the time table equivalence. This is the email address where you can check for modules you may have passed which previously had a different code, because sometimes these codes may change with years. So if your code have changed, please double check there. They will be able to give you something equivalent from that old code of your module. Then we've got over-the-counter study material distribution services. They are available in the region. We help with the distribution of study material for undergraduate studies only, and undergraduate studies only. During the registration, select the method you prefer to receive your study material. This is very crucial, colleagues, that make sure that you indicate the form on which UNISA should provide you with study material, whether you get it online or you get it through the courier services and so on. We have few options that are available, which is courier, counter services in Polokwane, no hard copies, online only. You are advised to choose Polokwane if you can and want to collect on campus. If you know that you don't want to come and collect on campus, please, you may either use courier, because they will be dumped here in Polokwane and nobody will collect them. Postgraduate study materials are strictly provided online. We don't have hard copies for postgraduate students. Academic exclusion rule. This is something that is important for you to learn, colleagues, that there are rules for completion of your qualifications. We don't want people who studied here continuously and end up being the ancestors of the institutions without qualification. A one-year qualification, we are expecting you to complete it in 3 years. A 3-year qualification should be completed in at least 8 years, and a 4-year qualification should be completed in 10 years. So if you don't complete your qualification in these years as stipulated, then you'll be having some exclusion rules, meaning that you'll be prohibited to continue with your studies unless you make some appeals to the authorities. Readmission rules for first-year students. If you are a first-year student, colleagues, you have to pass at least 3 modules in your first year. Can you fail? 3 modules per annum. If you are in the second year of study, we expect you to pass at least 4 modules. If you don't collect these 3 modules or 4 modules at your first year or second year, alternatively, you'll be forced to do a 1-year certificate program at National Qualification Framework Level 5 from any accredited university for the year of your exclusion, meaning that you have to come with that certificate that at least I've passed so that we can reinstate you either in your first level of study or second. It will depend which level you were. Admission decline. Failure to pass the required number of modules will result in you not being able to study further at an undergraduate level. Then we're going to say that you are not a university material because you fail to meet the minimum pass number of modules at that particular level of study you are. So please, when you start, be serious, at least stick to this rule if you want to continue with us. Here is another unit, call it Axworth, which is still services are roll out under the Student Administration's unit. The Student with Disability Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disability, that is an abbreviation Axworth stands for. In fact, here that's where you may find some services for students with disabilities. Indicate the nature of your disability during your registration so that you can be assisted. Colleagues, if you don't mention your disability during your registration, nobody will be able to know what are the special needs that you are having so that you can be assisted accordingly. Completing the necessary special assistance form, Axworth D01, to enable you or the center to plan the necessary measures to support your needs. Others, they may need some braille. Others, they need large print materials because of poor vision. Others, they need to be assisted in various ways. So if you don't share with us your disability, we are unable to provide you with the necessary support that you may need. To my understanding, I also am aware that there are certain financial exclusion, fee exclusion to students with disability. Please check if you are disabled, you can be complimented for your study by being exempted to pay certain fees for certain number of modules. So find out from Axworth. Students with disability continuation. For further information about the disabilities and the services that are available in this unit, these are the contact people that you can contact. We've got Mr. Pentheus Nkuna, that is his email address, as well as Mr. Mutley, that is his email address, and their contact number is stipulated there as well. Please contact them and share with them your disability and see how UNISA can assist you in that regard. These are some of examination hints. Examinations of UNISA takes place purely online. And you have to keep on checking your timetable. Ensure that you submit all required assignments to be admitted in the examination. You don't submit the assignment, you cannot just automatically get into the examination. So meaning that start now and don't wait for the examination because it will be too late. Always refer to your tutorial letters on my UNISA. I will say that, colleagues, tutorial letters, they are like Bibles of your module. You can't do anything without tutorial letter, especially tutorial letter 101. For whatever module that you register, there is a tutorial letter 101 that is a guideline how you are going to go about that particular module. And my UNISA is the student portal that we are using for study or to support students throughout their study. So it is important to get access to my UNISA as soon as you finish with your registration. All the study material are deposited into your my UNISA account. Then we've got study funding, colleagues. These are the types of study funding that are available at UNISA. NSFAS is commonly known to most of our students, as well as other bursaries which are contributed to the university through various platforms. NSFAS application and registration procedures. Know that you must be a South African citizen, have a green book or green card, accepted as a student who is eligible to register with the UNISA, meaning that you must be admitted in a particular institution at the time when you are applying for your financial loan. Financially needy is for financially needy students and academically deserving students. We don't just say financially needy. You can be financially needy and not academically deserving. Please try your level best to push hard so that you can be helped. Complete an online application form and attach all required documents as stipulated on the application form. This is the website where you can access NSFAS information and applications. Do temporary registration during registration period. Don't wait for the bursary to approve you first, but register temporarily. You don't pay any finances, but you just register temporarily. Then when the payment comes, then your registration becomes finalized. NSFAS and bursaries do not fund short learning program. 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. The NSFAS is paying for formal study program, not just short certificates. I'll request you to take note of the following on behalf of student admin. For the student studies to be continually funded, that will depend on the student's academic performance or progress. If you are allocated NSFAS and you don't pass, then just know that the funding will stop and you have to fund yourself until you pass that level. Then you can be you can reapply to be assisted in the other year. But the bursary cannot pay for you when you fail. That one you must keep in your mind. Right, colleagues, we can move to another unit, which is called the Facilitation of Learning Unit. The unit is the custodian of student academic support services in the region. Its aim is to support the academic project of the university. And the services that are offered in this unit, they are as follows: tutorial support services, academic literacy services. We've heard Mem Kosa touched something about this to assist those students who didn't cope well with their studies at the university or whose background it is not well preparing them to face the academic environment or higher institution of learning. We also provide work integrated coordination services Previously, it was called experiential learning. Most of the workshops or classes that are rendered by this unit are hybrid, meaning that they are mostly online. You won't find a warm body in front of you like as we used to do previously. Bit by bit, we are moving online. Hence, even today, when you are busy attending this orientation, there are no warm bodies in front of you. I was looking at our chair, Mr. Mukwatedi, is in his office somewhere at the corner of this campus. Mem Kosa, who gave the welcoming address, she's in Nelspruit, and I'm here in my office, but with you on the screen. That's how the hybrid mode we are doing. And there are other students who are not even with you there, but they've joined us. That's how we are moving, colleagues. We are in the world of technology. Face-to-face tutorial services. Tutorials are offered, colleagues, for only high-risk module, and I want you to analyze that. High-risk module. What are these modules? These are the modules that have got a high failure rate of more than 50%. Then we feel that the students need to be supported in one way or the other. Don't forget that UNISA is an open distance learning institution. We are not a full-time institution as such, but we can see that there are certain modules that really students need to be assisted with, and it is reflected on our system through the student performance. The services is offered by tutors and facilitators. Know that it's not the lecturers, primary lecturer of the module that offers the tutorial. It's facilitators or tutors. We still have got a lecturer that design the material of your course. Students are guided academically through their learning process, guided by whom? By tutors and facilitators. Services are offered online in a hybrid mode. We talked about that, as well as tutors and facilitators are subject specialists. They are professionals and they are experienced. They are not lecturers. And I mean, underline that they are not your lecturers, but they are specialists on that particular field of study or area of study, and they are wealthy with experience so that they can be able to link theory and practice for the better understanding of our students. We come to academic literacy program that Mem Kosa talked about. The program empowers students with the following skills: quantitative literacy skills, that is numeracy, skills in the use of numbers. Colleagues, you may find that you are coming from high school and you didn't do maths or math literacy there. At the end of the day, the program that you are studying here, maybe you are studying psychology, you may find that there is a little bit of statistics. And you didn't do numbers. Gone are the days when you said that you run away from numbers. So these programs, they give you that background so that at least you can acquire some numeracy skills that will help you to cope with the demands of your modules that you have registered. Qualitative skills is reading and writing. We refer to it as language skills or language literacies. Student, sometimes reading and writing at the high school, it will be different from the academic reading and writing. So as you are a student in the university, you have to get used to the way the academics are writing or are reading. So these skills, they're going to help you to be able to improve your writing, to improve your reading skills so that you can be able to cope with the demands of your qualification. Research writing skills, we've got research skills for those who want to become researchers, and services are provided in the form of workshops and consultation sessions. That's where a student can book a session with a facilitator if you don't understand something, so that they can help you as an individual away from that workshop of other or the presence of other students. Schedules of the programs, academic literacies, whatever kind, or tutorial classes, their schedules will be circulated to students, and it will also be marketed to various regional online platforms. So it is important to know whether the modules that we have registered are falling under high-risk module, because it's not all the modules that we're going to offer tutorial classes or academic literacies. We've got more than 3,000 of qualification. I don't know how many modules we've got. It will be thousands, if not millions. So we cannot be able to offer all the classes for all the modules that are offered at UNISA. Hence, we are targeting specific modules. Work integrated learning, that is experiential learning. Mostly we can see it in specific subject. The services is for qualification with will component only. Will is work integrated learning, where you go to the industry and you get experience, and that experience is needed for you to complete your qualification. And the industry itself, it must have a qualified supervisor, a person that you are going to work under as a student, and that person will compile the reports that will be submitted to your university, specifically to that particular college or department, so that you can get credits for that particular module you have enrolled. Student performance reports are compiled. I've talked about that, and more information about work integrated learning could be provided by colleges themselves, and you can go to the regions if your program has got will, so that they can arrange with you about preparation for will as well as the will placement letters. These are some important notes, colleagues, to take. Students should have access to online learning platform. As a UNISA student, I advise you that you must have an access to a computer. And we are using mostly Teams to deliver most of our programs, like as we are doing today. Also bear in mind that the hours for tutorial classes is too limited. You can imagine 15 hours per semester, not per week, not per month, but per semester, per module. That time is very limited. It will need you as a student to prepare before attending your tutorial sessions. Then during the tutorial classes, bring areas that you are struggling with. Only those areas that you are struggling with, they are the ones that you can bring to the attention of the facilitator or the tutor, who will be able to assist you. Always read your tutorial letters. This is a Bible or a map for your study throughout your academic journey. Interaction with the
we are left with few minutes, if you can push.
Okay. Interaction with
the next region comes in the next 7 minutes.
Okay. Okay. It's just that we requested Mr. Lekau. He said that we should not get worried about time. We can even proceed to more than that, but I'll try to fast track the issue. I talked with him this morning. Yes. Complete the important information, complete the form for application, indicate the modules you intend attending. Tutorial services are free of charge. There's no money for that, and communication with students is through My Life and SMSs. Other mode of communication, they are just additional, but not official. And these are the contact people that you can conduct in Limpopo cluster, as well as in the Mpumalanga cluster, if you want more information about tutorials. We've got library services in Northeastern region, and the libraries are only in Polokwane as well as in Nelspruit, Mpompela. Access to the library, to UNISA resources. Admission to the library is by electronic access card, meaning that you must have an access card to access UNISA library. If you don't have it, ID, passport or driver's license may also be used as alternative means to enter into the library. Your library membership expires on the last day of your exam. From there, you need to re-register again. Types of collection, we have got the following as type of collection: study collection, open collection, reference collection, reserve collection, audio visual collection, only in main campus, archive collection, only in main campus, and online collection as well. The library services are divided into lending services, where you can request books, request a literature search, request a research support if you don't know exactly how to make some research or to maneuver through the library material. And you can access library training by our officials, as well as assistance for clients with special needs. If you have got some special needs, please, you can be accommodated. Print online resources, you can do print from books, from prescribed books, recommended books, journals, as well as online resources. Library common space, that's library catalog, My Life, My UNISA, you can access it through there, assignments, internet for academic purposes, as well as free Wi-Fi in our library. Our partnership libraries in Nelspruit branch, we have got Mafemani Public Library in Bushbuckridge. You can go there. UNISA has got a partnership with them. And in Polokwane branch, we have got Elias Mutswa Lady Library in Groblersdal. Service offered by partner libraries is postal collection of requested from Pretoria, meaning that you can get documents, books and whatever thing from those libraries that we've mentioned. You can go and get ICT support or computer services there. You can go and do photocopy, as well as printing facilities, as well as the space just to study. The following are our virtual library: Epic, Google Play, App Store, service on the app, search library catalog, access and download e-reserves, request books, renew books, view your library account, as well as find library branch. And if you want to contact our library officials, these are the details. Nelspruit, it's indicated there, as well as Polokwane. These are the contact details, address, as well as contact numbers. From there, we can move to technology enhanced services. The mission is to enhance student education through the integration of technology. Services which are provided under technology services is access to computer laboratory. Others have already went to the computer and see what services are available. My UNISA access and others, you can go there. Access to the smart board facilities. Those who are in Polokwane, they are sitting in front of the smart board facility. That's where teachers or facilitators can facilitate modules and whatever thing, be far away from the campus. Access to digital access centers. These are what I call it internet cafes that have contracted with UNISA. And please just check online as to what are the digital access centers that are closer to you, rather than coming to the main campus or to any UNISA regional service center. You can go to the internet cafe that is closer to you, but double check whether that internet cafe has registered with UNISA. We have got computer skills that they can offer, training, MS Word, Office 365 navigation, Teams, and other document conversion. These are the services or the training skills that you can find from the computer lab. Multi-purpose computer laboratories. It's mostly customized for the student with disability. They can go there and access special equipment to assist them to study. Access to Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi at UNISA, and teacher centers are also available in Mpumalanga, where you can go and access computer services in those centers. And the following are the contact details of officials in Polokwane, in Giyani, in Nelspruit, in Middelburg, as well as in Makhado. These are the contact details of those people. The other unit that we have that is there to protect you is Protection Service Unit. They ensure that all our assets are protected as well as our personnel. Most importantly is to ensure that all within different campuses feel protected. Over and all, we are also ensure that the institution complies with occupational health and safety for the safety of staff and guests. The first line of defense and first to be approached when entering the campus. Then they talk about occupational health and safety issues. I won't go into details about them, but we want to see that you are safe and protected when you are in the campus. Then what is important here, I want us to see what is happening is when you access the institution, they will request you to have a card. Ensure you have your student card each time visiting the campus. Only full registered students will be allowed to utilize the facilities unless special arrangements are made. Don't come with your friend who is not registered. He may not be allowed on campus. Never and never leave your belongings unattended. Common crimes that are happening is strangers asking to use your cell phone or laptop. After that, you find that they've disappeared. Remember, there was no force. You gave them your belongings. Be vigilant and report any suspicious act to protection services. Then these are the contact numbers of our personnel in Polokwane campus, in Middelburg campus, as well as in Nelspruit campuses, respectively. In addition, we have got another unit called Polokwane UNISA Northeastern Region Law Clinic. The clinic is a statutory legal aid clinic in terms of the Legal Practice Act. The principal attorney registered under the Legal Practice Council in Limpopo. It has got 3 candidates, legal candidates, practitioners under practical vocational training, and they are also registered under the principal attorney at Limpopo Legal Practice Council. There is support staff to ensure fully functioning of the clinic. It is a law firm within the institution. It represents its representation in various matters within CCMA, district, regional, and high court, guided also by the Legal Practice Act on which matters fall within law clinic scope. Means test, meaning that it's not everybody that can go there to request help. There's a means test that has to be administered. And qualifying members of the public do not pay any legal fee. Don't forget that this is a free service for people who cannot afford services, but even is open to the public as well, not only to UNISA students and staff. Means test is indicated there, that is 8,000 Rand or 640,000 if it's an immovable property. You must be less than that. And it deals with merits. Prospective applicants who need such service in legal clinic, they must have ID, 3 months bank statement for means test, pay slip to prove that you are not affording private legal services, pension cards, if you are a pensioner. For divorce, please don't forget marriage certificate. If you are a minor child, birth certificate as well. These are some of the cases that the legal aid is dealing with: non-maintenance, divorce, PTO, occupational dispute, labor, eviction, as well as other civic matters. There are projects that they run for community outreach. As Ma'am Khoza indicated, that community is one of our focal area, and students are participating in some of the programs that are co-curriculum, like street law, like moot court, like debates and others. So if you are a law student, this is an opportunity to link yourself with this clinic so that your career skills can be upgraded. Landros Maria Street, that's where the clinic is, and these are the personnel in the clinic. Don't forget, the clinic is not only in Polokwane, we too have it in Middleburg at UNISA campus. Then we have got Northeastern Region, Regional Student Representative Council. That is the SRC. This is a committee of student leaders elected by students themselves. Students, they are leading themselves. The committee represents students and ensure that their voices are heard and considered in institutional policy and decision-making process. Students, they are saying nothing about us without us. Let's look at what services SRC is offering. Represent students in institutional governance structures. It shows fairness and representation of students in student disciplinary hearing. Advocates for quality education and a conducive environment in all UNISA sites of learning. Whether you are in Makato, whether you are in Nelspruit, whether you are in Pretoria, we have to receive all equal services or fair amount of services. It ensures that the university honors its obligation of excellent service towards all students as stated in the university charter. Attend to student dissatisfaction and to ensure that they are properly addressed. Liaise with UNISA management consistently to ensure improved service delivery to students. These are our UNISA Student Representative Council leaders. We have got Limpopo Cluster, Mulebala Justice Puti is the chair, Rosina Masefako Tsebe is the deputy chair, and Pitsani Justice Mutsio is the secretary. That is a team from Limpopo Cluster, meaning that is the Polokwane, Kiani, as well as Makato. Then we've got the Mpumalanga Cluster leadership. That is Mashiani Pride Ntsako, chairperson. We have got Tabo Malupi, deputy chairperson. And we have got the last one, who is Shabangu Tembelihle, is the secretary. These are our leadership for both clusters within our region. Northeastern Regional Centers, physical address. We know that the headquarters of our region is in Polokwane, that's where you are. These are our physical address and email address as well. Location of Northeastern Regional Centers, we've got Giani. This is the physical address of Giani, as well as the email address and contact number. Same applies to Makado there, the physical address, telephone number, and email address. We've got the Middleburg Regional Service Center, address and contact number, as well as email. And lastly, we have got the Nelspruit Regional Service Center, physical address, telephone number, as well as email addresses. Colleagues, Thank you so much. This is in a nutshell. I was trying to summarize as much as possible services that you can find in our region. And I think others, you'll know them when you go throughout your study journey. You cannot learn all these things in one day. There are too many. Let me take this opportunity and to thank Mr. Chair for the opportunity he gave, and let me take the baton back to him. Mr. Mukwatedi, up to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mgaga. And I see the students are really applauding. I did it the physical way so that they can hear my sound. And we really appreciate your presentation, and we hope the students got overall information on the services we're offering here. And I saw there were a lot of questions on the chat, and colleagues tried to answer. And colleagues, even after this session, please go through that chat and see what are the other questions that you can be able to help the students with. Those that are sort of common, so that we can put together a generic message up, for example, how to collect your study material, so that students know the various platforms that they can use, whether it's over the counter, depending on the choice that they made through the registration, etc. So I saw that one coming in a lot. And then I saw some NSFAS related questions on the chat, if you can help on that score. And then students, as I said, at the end of this session, you're not closed out. You can still be able to send your questions to the email addresses that we've posted on the platform, so that the colleagues behind the scene, they can be able to deal with those and respond to you accordingly. Also, some of the students are currently at our regional service centers in Makado and not Makado, in Giyani, Middelburg, Nelspruit, and Polokwane in the computer labs. I've seen them on the screen. So amongst you, you have got staff that are sitting with you. And at the end of the session, if you have got some burning issues, don't just walk out and go home. Feel free to engage some of the officials that are there to answer your questions, so that by the time you leave the building, at least some of your questions, if not all, have been answered. I see on the questions in this platform, there are already two people whose hands are raised. Sorry, two mates is one of them, and Terence. Let's see if we can get those two before we wrap the proceedings, so that we can allow students to join other sessions in case they might be interested, because we also have students that are moving from one province to another. We need to acknowledge that as well. So Ritumezi, you're first. If you can unmute and then ask your question, please. Ritumezi, please unmute. All right, Terence, you're next. Let's see if we can get Terence while Ritumezi is trying to sort the technological side of things. Terence?
Mr. Mkwatedi?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think there's an issue. We have forgotten to allow our attendees. I've just allowed them. Maybe they will be able to unmute from their side.
So they've all been muted automatically. Let's see if they can unmute from your side. Their side. Ritumezi, let's start with you. Please try to unmute. Now we can hear the sound. Please come. Ritumezi. All right, let me try Terence. Please try to unmute Terence. All right, it looks like on the organizer side, they might have muted everybody by default, but as Mr. Mavimbela said, they try to unmute now. I hear
we have unmuted them. They just have to unmute themselves.
Yeah, please, Ritumezi,
there's
unmute
also
yourself.
Luyanda who has raised a hand. Maybe any one of them who is able to unmute. To unmute, you press on that mic button, then the mic will be unstriked. Now currently it's striked out.
Okay, it's Luyanda here. I have unmuted.
All right, let's hear Luyanda.
I wanted to ask a question, which as a long distance learner and I have applied for NSFAS, the prescribed books, does NSFAS pay for them or do I have to buy them myself?
Okay, colleagues from student admin, please answer. Herman, I know you're here, and then Melkos, I've seen you. Nelly, you're here. Please, any one of you can try to answer that one quickly.
Yes, good day, everyone. Prescribed books are normally covered by NSFAS. I understand the question correct. Unfortunately, I'm not a NSFAS expert, but as far as I understand, yes, the prescribed books are funded by NSFAS, yes.
All right. Previously,
exact
students had a
process-
choice between laptop and books. Is that okay? Yeah, is that still the case, colleagues?
We don't have the rules yet, but I'm sure that will still be the case, yes.
All right. Thanks. Let's try to get clarity on that one so that we can also later try to prepare a message for it and put on our social media platform so that students can benefit out of that information. Ritumeze, you're next. Please unmute. All right, Terence, you are there. If Ritumeze is struggling, Terence, you are there. All right, it looks like Terence also gone, unless there are technical issues. I don't see any other hands. Let's see, Godfrey Williams. Godfrey? Okay, not winning there. Ness, Huete, please unmute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I wanted to ask if when do we get to know if NSFAS has paid for us, and also just to know, just so that we can be able to get our material, because at the moment we are not sure what is happening, and then we've already tried to do student cards, but we failed because NSFAS hasn't yet paid for the fees. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Colleague student admin, let's hear how, when would student likely to hear about the status of their NSFAS
sorry,
payment?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. We are facing a problem with the NSFAS. Most of us we applied last year already, and we fall under the criteria to qualify for funding. Some of us are unemployed. We don't have parents, or we don't have family members that can pay our fees. However, since we have applied, our status are still showing awaiting evaluation. And when we log onto the portal, they've come up with this. They say we have to submit our consent forms and our and other documents. In any case, when we go onto the portal, they don't give us any option to submit. So for that reason, our application still shows awaiting evaluation, and many of us have been so stressed out that we had to go out and beg for money to pay at least the registration. Now, my concern is, right, in that case, how are we gonna pay our fees, and how do we know when is NSFAS gonna assist us, and if they are gonna assist us in that matter? Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Your You're the second person via the chat, via the oral presentation that I hear there are issues with NSFAS, and because students apply directly to NSFAS on their portal, etc. But obviously, if they don't get responses, they'll come to the university to say, please help. So what I'm going to suggest to the colleagues and the students is that this email that I'm putting on the chat for now, so that I don't give you too many emails, please send all the NSFAS related queries to polokwane@unisa.ac.za. And then from the region side, Dr. Molepo, via your office, if you can ask our local student funding official, Memalia Senior, to be able to consolidate all the queries and then make sure that they are channeled to the right NSFAS officials at head office.
Excuse me, sir. I'm in Pretoria, basically. So yeah, I'm not from Polokwane side.
You're in Pretoria.
Yes.
Oh, all right. All right. Let's take the next question while I'm going to post the page for student-related queries, which also has NSFAS email address as well. I'm not trying to shut you. I was trying to say, at least if you send an email, whether you're in Pretoria or you're in Polokwane or in Makhado, this official that I'm talking about can be able to say to the colleagues at DSF main campus to say, I've got this student, this is the query that he is having, how can you help? So that at least we don't categorize people and say, because you're in Pretoria, we can't help you. We really appreciate your presence, even in you're in Pretoria, but the idea behind that email is that the colleague can channel the queries to the right person who deals with student funding. All right, let's see. I'm moving between various pages. Let's see who's next. Rina, my apologies if I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Please unmute.
Good day, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I wanted to ask that if I'm coming from another institution, do I qualify to apply for a merit bursary?
All right, I've noted that. I'm writing it down, and then so that I can give colleagues 2 questions at least so that they can handle. Let me hear the next question so that when colleagues respond, they can respond to that one. Colleagues, remember that one. If I come from another institution, I've done well there, can I apply for merit bursary at the new institution? Ndate Williams, is that the legacy hand or is it a new one?
So it's a new one. It just came to my hand now about the bursary at UNISA. Can you also please explain to us what are the requirements to apply for a bursary at UNISA self? Because I've seen on the website that UNISA also offers bursary. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've got that. May Jane Maredi, let me take yours so that at least I can give the colleagues these 3 questions. It's a little bit faint. Please speak up. Let's hear. Let's try.
Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please go. The network is a little bit poor.
I chose the counter option for my. So I want to find out if I should wait for the SMS to go and fetch them, or I should just go to the regional one.
I missed the first part of your question. I think it's something to do with study material. Just recap for us, please.
I said that I chose the counter option to go and fetch my study material at Polokwane. So I want to know if I should wait for the SMS or what.
All right, I've got it now. Thank you. Colleagues, there are the 3 questions from the students. One is about if I come from one institution and I want to study at UNISA, can I apply for a merit bursary or merit award recognition? Number 2, UNISA's application for bursaries, if it can be explained, because it's not, while there might be information on the website, it's not that clear. Number 3, if I chose Polokwane as an example for collection of study material, should I wait for the SMS first, or should I go to the Polokwane Regional Service Center and present myself and say I'm here to collect the study material? Let's hear from the colleagues in the region who are here so that they can be able to help answer those questions. I've got colleagues representing various centers, but these questions are not necessarily synonymous to any center. The colleagues can take them up. So let's start with study material first, because that might be the easiest one. Mehul, please help with the answer on that one. Do we have to wait for the SMS first before we collect, or we can just walk into any center to say I'm here to collect my material?
No, you can't just walk into any center, because your study material will be sent to the center that you have preferred. If you registered in Middelburg and you put in that you want it in Middelburg, you can come into the Middelburg office and collect it after you receive the SMS.
So I have to wait for the SMS first before I present myself.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay. The Merit Award, if I want to apply for a merit bursary, but I've studied at another institution, and is that allowed? Mekosa? Mehul?
Mr. Mokwatiri, sorry, can
Yes,
I just come in quickly?
Yeah.
I just, while we're on the study material matters, I just want to highlight that we do not keep stock of all study material, of which there are more than 90,000 types of study guides that we need to stock then. So what happens if a student registers, they indicate their preferred way of receive the study material, either through to their physical addresses, or to pick it up at one of the regional offices of their preference. So the storerooms, the dispatch facility in Pretoria and Florida campuses will then, upon registration, in other words, your fees are paid, you are fully registered, will dispatch the study material to the indicated regional office or to the student's physical address, and then we will receive it by courier, that specific parcel for that specific student, and we will record it and keep it on the shelf until such time that in the meantime, like Ms. Wool indicated, you will be students will be communicated to by SMS when it's ready for collection. So we keep it until the student collects it. If you do not collect it within 10 days, it is being sent to your physical address. Since we don't have space in the regional offices, so we can keep study material for the specific study material for the students who requested to collect it here for a limited time period. I just wanted to highlight that. Thanks.
Thank you for that background info. It's helpful. All right. Are you also ready to take the one of moving from one institution to UNISA and applying for a merit bursary?
Yeah, in general,
I know with the credits you can apply, but for the bursaries, I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, that is not possible. The short answer, it's not possible. A merit award is for based on academic achievements. So no, it will not be possible. That's a short answer. If you come from another institution, no.
Okay, thank you very much. And then let's go to that other question about application for UNISA bursaries. I know at UNISA we've got council's bursary, we've got other various of bursaries. The question is that it's not easy or it's not always user-friendly to apply for those bursaries. Can you take us through that, Herman? is everything online, or can people even report to their centers in the self-help and say, please help me to apply for that type of bursary?
Yes, no, the centers unfortunately do not have access or a facility to assist students for that. Normally they would apply online. But if they go to, I'm trying to establish quickly while we talk, to our website, they will get the correct, sorry, I cannot get too quick to that part, but under My UNISA, you'll find information regarding bursaries. If you go to our website, to My UNISA, on the right-hand side, right at the bottom is bursaries and loans. If students go there, they will get all the ins and outs of the whole process and who to contact for any bursaries and loans. But obviously that will exclude NSFAS.
Okay, because on application form, there's a question that says, do you require financial assistance? Is that the case?
No, that is just for record purposes.
All right, no, that's fine. So the application for bursary is a separate process altogether.
That is correct, yes.
Thank you very much. All right, let's see. Let me go back to the people and see whose hand is up. Annie has got a question. Please unmute yourself, Annie, and then let's see what the question is. We have already spilled over with 30 minutes, and then we need to prepare to wrap, colleagues. The questions are very important, as I said, through the chat forum, through the emails, and then we round off the oral ones. Annie?
Hello, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, thank you. So I wanted to ask, I'm a first-year student, and my NSFAS status is on awaiting evaluation. And we all know that for us as first-year students to get access to UNISA, our assignments and everything, we have to pay the minimum fee. So I've paid the minimum fee, and I know like when I'm writing and everything, I know everything. So my question is, do I continue paying my whole fees, or should I just wait for NSFAS?
Colleagues, Mekosa, Mr. Andras Mehul, because you work mainly in the student admin section, that's why I'm picking on you a lot of these times to help with the questions. Student says, while waiting for NSFAS, I have already paid the upfront payment, or what you can call deposit, and then NSFAS seems to be taking time to respond. Do you advise that I just pay until NSFAS make a determination? Obviously, what I wanted you also to touch on is that should NSFAS pay, ultimately the student might say, can I get my money back or credited to one or another? So if you can advise on that procedure of how do you, if you've got credit, how do you apply for refund? Who will take that one? Mekosa, Mr. Andras, or Ms. Hall?
It seems I need to respond to that. My apologies for having limited information in this area, but I'll try my best. If you, I've heard yesterday in another meeting that NSFAS is, or Department Student Funding, who works with us, is busy. They all waiting. The whole university with all its students are waiting eagerly for finalization for still quite a number of students. So it is in process. We, like I said, we eagerly awaiting for the funding to a huge amount has already been paid to UNISA. So there's a next list and next list and next list that follow as time progress or the time moves on. So for outstanding payments, there is still quite a number of students who must receive the funding. So they mentioned that students must just be patient. If you do a payment, however, from experience, I know that NSFAS is of the view, if you make a payment, then you can afford your studies and they won't refund you that money. So they deduct that amount from what you should have, would have received. So, but don't, that's the exact rules regarding this would be more appropriately addressed by student funding in the section.
Thank you, Herman. Thank you very much for striving to answer all these questions from the students. Some fellow students, the reason on some of these questions we don't have clear-cut answers is because the responsibility belongs to another department. Hence, we don't just want to say to you, go there because you might be struggling. It's imperative that we get the gist of what the questions are and then direct them to those departments to say we received a question from the following student, please help, etc. Because some, for example, if you ask about a certain curriculum in a certain college, not necessarily about the subject choices, but about the content of the assignment, it's something that is relevant to the college, but our job will be to refer you to that college, and hopefully the college will be able to attend to it. That's why we try to channel all the queries to our general student addresses or email addresses, where these things are recorded, and then the turnaround time is normally 48 hours, and then to make sure that we don't lose track of any other query. So that's what we encourage to say. Where we don't have clear-cut answers, we refer them to the sister departments, and then but we encourage you to send some of the queries that you might have, not necessarily now, but even later. Should you arrive at home and say, hey, I forgot to ask about that question, please channel that question to one of the email addresses, and then we'll be able to address it. And then if it's not within the jurisdiction of the region, we'll forward it to the relevant address. That is Kosana, your hand is up, and I think after you will be able to wrap. Please unmute.
Okay, thanks, Chair. I've got one student who have got a query. Okay.
Oh, I wanted to ask, I have applied for a diploma in grade R, so they told me that if I don't submit proof that shows that I am working, they were going to withdraw my application. So I wanted to know if they are really going to withdraw my application.
All right, Dr. Kosana, because you're with the student in that lab, I suggest that at the end of this session, if she can be taken to a student admin section on the other the complex, so that they can be able to deal with those. What I know is that for certain qualifications, especially the early childhood or the management of the early childhood programs, you should show that you're currently within that profession. You're either a principal of the crèche or a teacher of the crèche, because what you're studying is relevant to what you're currently doing. So that's why I'm saying, after this session, please, if she can be taken to student admin so that they can be able to go into your profile and then be able to give an informed answer.
Will do so, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. Colleagues, we have been here. It has been a fruitful exercise. We're learning some of the experiences that the students encounter or come across, and then which help us to formulate some of the way forward in terms of next year. How should we do this? It's the first time that university organizes online orientation of this magnitude. for the whole week, where various units, departments and colleges are given opportunity to interact and engage with the students. As I said, students that are in venues in our various campuses, the staff are there. Feel free to raise your questions with them, and then where they don't have answers, they will take them down and refer you to the relevant section that will be able to finalize that. From my side, I really want to thank you for this opportunity and for this interactive session that we had, which is very fruitful. Next year, we hope it will be done better because we would have learned from this year's experience, or the next semester when we have a similar exercise. Let me hand over to Ntate Molepo to formally give the vote of thanks and close the session. Ntate Molepo, who is our regional director.
Good afternoon. Thank you, colleagues. Let me start by thanking Mr. Mukwatedi, our program director, and he has been assisted by Ms. Sophie Mabaso, the sign language interpreter. We really appreciate that. Allow me to thank Ms. Koza, who has welcomed us, as well as Mr. Mgaga, who has presented an overview of our services. There were other colleagues who were assisting in the background, all the unit managers who have prepared the slides, as well as the regional SRC leadership who have been assisting to marshal our students. Lastly, but most importantly, our staff members as well, but also our students who came in person to attend, as well as those who have attended online. I hope that from these presentations, you realize that you should not feel alone. Email us, come to us, let's see how we can support your studies. With those few words, I thank you.
Thank you, Ntate Molepo. Thanks, everyone, and have a blessed day. And as I said, it's a whole week orientation. Check that schedule. Tomorrow, there are other departments and colleges sessions, and please join so that by the end of the week, you can really be empowered in terms of the information. Thank you very much.
um